dating someone who seems distant or avoids getting emotionally close? So let's start with looking at different attachment styles. People generally fall into two categories. It's the secure attachment and anxious attachment. And those with a secure attachment find it easier to form healthy relationships, while those with an anxious attachment struggle more. The anxious attachment group can be divided further into two groups. It's the avoidant anxious and ambivalent anxious. But let's focus on the avoidant, because they are often socially fluent and well-liked, but they do often get uncomfortable with closeness. Whenever the relationship deepens and gets more and more serious, they might maintain an exit strategy or keep a plan B ready just in case. They could use work, hobbies, or other commitments to avoid intimacy. They might even withhold sex or set strict rules around it to create the emotional distance. So the avoidants tend to have less sex in their relationships, and they are also more likely to be unfaithful. So if you are dating an avoidant, you might hear excuses like, "I'm not ready to commit," while they continue to date you for years. And they often find faults in their partners to justify their distance. So day-to-day life with an avoidant can be frustrating. They might show less empathy, read your emotions completely wrong, or idealize a past partner, making you feel second best. Avoidants might also avoid saying, "I love you." They might pull away after a great date unavailable people. For example, meeting people that already are in relationships, or mentally zone out during conversations. They could keep secrets, avoid making plans, or keep a physical distance by not sharing bed or avoiding sex. You might already recognize the behaviors, but let's get specific and pinpoint 5 signs that you might be dating an avoidant. Sign number 1, they don't really want that much emotional intimacy or emotional closeness. Avoidants tend to keep relationships at a surface level and shy away from deep, vulnerable connections. So if your partner avoids serious conversations and emotional sharing, this might be a red flag. Sign number 2, they are good at superficial relationships, but avoid depth and vulnerability. They excel in social situations and might be the life of the party, but when it comes to deeper, more meaningful interactions, they withdraw. So if you notice that your partner is charming in public but closed off in private, take note. Sign number 3, they have a great need for their own time, distance, space, and freedom in relationships. Avoidants value their independence highly and often need a lot of alone time. So if your partner frequently needs space and is reluctant to spend extended periods of time together, this could be a sign. Sign number 4, they distance themselves from others. Avoidants tend to pull away when relationships start getting serious. They might suddenly become busy or unavailable, using work or hobbies as an excuse to avoid spending time with you. Sign number 5, they have higher standards for relationships, often unrealistic, applied to both themselves and others. So they often set the bar impossibly high, making it difficult for anyone to meet their standards. So if your partner is overly critical or seems impossible to please, they might be using this as a way to keep you at arm's length. So their focus on maintaining their independence often prevents them from finding happiness in relationships. And they may well realize their feelings only after the relationship ends, and often prefer isolation over intimacy. And there's a great deal of these people out there. Approximately 25% fall into this category, and they tend to be less happy in relationships. So recognizing these signs can help you understand your partner better and decide if this is the relationship you want. Remember, it's not your job to fix someone else's focus, instead on finding a relationship that fulfills and supports you. So choose wisely and trust your instincts, the gut feeling, because your happiness is important. So watch for the signs and protect your heart.